What will happen when a tired mother elephant gives birth deep in the wild and two babies appear instead of one? A rare moment, a weak calf, and a race to save him before it's too late. This emotional story will leave you holding your breath until the very end. The story begins in Amboseli National Park in Kenya, a beautiful place filled with wild grasslands, tall mountains, and elephants roaming free. Among them was a gentle elephant named Nellie. She was loved by the park rangers, not just because she was kind, but because she was expecting a baby. But this wasn't like her first pregnancy. Something felt different. Nellie moved slowly. Her belly looked bigger than before, and she often stood still, shifting from one foot to the other. It was clear she was in pain. The rangers watched her closely. They knew elephant pregnancies last almost 22 months, nearly 2 years. And this time, Nellie needed extra care. They gave her soft grass, fresh water, and kept her safe. Everyone hoped for a healthy baby. But deep down, they also feared something might be wrong. No one could guess what would happen next. And they weren't ready for the surprise to come. One early morning, the staff at Amboseli National Park went to check on Nellie. They were worried. She had been acting restless the day before. But when they reached her enclosure, they froze. Nellie was pacing back and forth, swinging her trunk and trumpeting loudly. It was finally time. She was in labor. The team quickly called the park vet. Nellie's cries were loud and filled with pain. Her voice echoed through the land, reaching even the mountains nearby. Hours passed. Nellie leaned against trees for support, her body shaking. She groaned and cried, as if calling out to her herd and to the humans watching her for help. The air was thick with worry. Even wild predators started to appear, drawn by the sounds and scent. But Nellie wasn't alone. Her herd circled around her tightly, forming a shield to keep her safe. And the park ranger stood nearby, silent and hopeful. Then, suddenly, everything went quiet. Nellie stood still. One brave scout stepped forward and peeked through the wall of elephants. His eyes widened. "Nellie had twins!" he shouted. The staff ran closer, stunned. Lying in the soft grass were two tiny elephant calves, wriggling, blinking, and seeing the world for the very first time. Twins. Real, live elephant twins. Nobody could believe it. Twin elephants are super rare. In fact, the last time someone saw twins in the wild was over 40 years ago. Suddenly, everything made sense. Why Nellie was so big, so tired, and in so much pain. She wasn't carrying one baby. She had been carrying two the whole time. The staff clapped and cheered, but soon their happiness turned into worry. You see, elephants aren't used to raising twins. It's hard enough for a mother to feed and protect one baby. Two? That's a big challenge. In most cases, one of the twins doesn't survive, and no one wanted that to happen here. Then something unexpected happened. Nellie's older daughter, who was just 2 years old, didn't look happy. She didn't run over to greet her new siblings. Instead, she stomped around them, stared at them angrily, and even acted like she might charge. Everyone held their breath. But elephants are smart and caring. One of the older females gently stepped in. She walked the young daughter away, touching her softly with her trunk. Nellie was too tired to move, but she gave a soft rumble of thanks. Now everyone watched the twins closely. One of them stood up first. He was small, wobbly, and covered in dust, but full of energy. His legs shook as he tried to balance, and after one step forward, he tumbled right back down. Everyone laughed softly. The little guy didn't give up. He pushed himself up again, stumbled a few more times, and finally managed to stand. It was a beautiful moment. But then their eyes turned to the second twin. This baby was still lying in the grass. He tried to move, but his legs were too weak. He struggled again and again, his little body shaking. After a while, he stopped trying. His eyes were half closed. He looked too tired, too weak. The park staff watched in silence. Their hearts sank. They wanted to help, but the herd wouldn't let anyone near. Meanwhile, the stronger twin had already found his way to Nellie. She welcomed him with gentle rumbles and stroked him softly with her trunk. But even as she nursed him, her eyes kept drifting toward the second calf, still lying in the grass, not moving. Nellie slowly walked over to him. She nudged him with her trunk, calling out in soft, worried sounds. But the baby didn't respond. Then the rest of the herd came closer. They touched the stronger twin with love. But when they reached the weaker one, the mood changed. The elephants made low, sad sounds. One mother left her own calf and stood beside Nellie. Together, the two moms gently nudged the baby, trying to wake him. Still, he didn't move. The staff held their breath. And then, just when they thought it was too late, his trunk twitched. He was still alive. Slowly, shakily, the little calf pushed his body off the ground. His legs trembled, his head drooped, and his eyes looked tired. But he didn't give up. With one last effort, he rocked forward and tried to stand. And this time, he didn't fall. Why? Because Nellie had reached out and wrapped her trunk around him, holding him steady. She didn't push hard, just enough to help him find balance. That tiny bit of help made all the difference. The staff gasped. Some were crying. The moment felt like magic. The calf stayed on his feet. He took one small, shaky step, then another. The herd watched in silence, and then trumpeted with joy. Loud, happy calls echoed through the air. It was like a celebration. Back at the camp, word spread fast. Some of the rangers couldn't believe it. "Twin elephants? Are you serious?" they asked. It sounded like a joke until someone showed them a blurry photo taken during the birth. Later that night, one of the rangers posted the photo online. He even shared a short video from the CCTV showing the exact moment Nellie helped her baby stand. He just wanted the world to see something beautiful, but no one expected what happened next. The post exploded online. Thousands of people liked it, shared it, and left sweet comments. Everyone loved the twin elephants. Everyone loved Nellie. But the attention brought danger too. Because when something rare gets noticed, poachers take interest. Amboselli had already lost calves in the past, to sickness, traps, and hunters. And now 2 rare twin babies were suddenly known to the world. The park staff knew what they had to do. They had to protect them, no matter what. Security around the twins was increased immediately. The park knew these babies were special. And now the whole world knew, too. Rangers and local scouts began patrolling 24/7, never letting the calves out of sight. Everyone wanted to make sure the twins were safe. And that's when they noticed something that broke their hearts. The second twin, the one who had struggled to stand, was slowing down again. He looked tired, weak, and a little lost. While his brother ran around, full of life, he just stood still or lay in the grass, too tired to play. The rangers quickly called the vet. The next morning, the vet arrived, pushing his way through thick bushes. But when he got close, he stopped. The herd had formed a tight circle around the weak calf, guarding him like treasure. They didn't understand the vet wanted to help. They thought he was a threat. From far away, the baby looked okay. But the moment he moved, the vet could see it. He wasn't strong enough. The vet got special permission to approach. He believed a simple nutritional shot might save the calf. But getting close? That would be the real challenge. As the vet stepped forward, the calf panicked. He'd never seen a human so near, and now one was walking toward him with a big needle. The little guy took off, running in shaky circles. It was sad, but also hopeful. His mind was sharp, His spirit was strong. He just needed help. Finally, the vet gently caught him and gave him the shot. Then he stayed a while, playing and walking with the calf to help him build strength. And then, something amazing happened. Nellie's older daughter, the one who had once acted jealous, joined the game. She started copying the vet, walking beside her brother, gently nudging him, keeping him active. She became his best friend. The calf she once pushed away had now become her favorite. Nellie stood nearby, watching them with calm, loving eyes. Her family was whole. In the weeks that followed, the weaker twin got stronger. He played with his sister. He ran with his brother. He grew into a wild, happy little elephant. The miracle of the twins was real, and now they were ready to take on the wild together.